Hi, welcome to this week's KickoffLabs live landing page reviews. My name is Izzy Palmerin, and I work here in marketing at KickoffLabs.com. Joining us today, as always, is our co-founder Josh Ledgard, marketing expert, and we're going to be providing some advice and personalized tips to help you improve the conversion rate of your landing pages and campaigns. So let's go ahead and jump into the landing page reviews.
All right, so iCrowd.InsideCoach.com. So it looks like, first thing I noticed, I think I must have tried to leave the page. I got this because I was moving the mouse off of the page. So I got this exit intent window, and it just says last chance to sign up. And we'll see this, I've seen this a few times. This is our generic text. It's last chance to sign up. Please sign up, subscribe. It doesn't add any context. Let's say you saw this before you opened the page, or you left the browser window open, you came back, it was here. It should add a little bit of context. It should be friendly to the brand. It should follow the colors. It should have a headline here and the call to action that says, coming soon, get our crowd, sign up for alerts on our crowdfunding. Just something that relates to what you're actually doing on the page. I wouldn't leave the generic copy and text that we have here. The reason it's generic is because we don't know what you're pitching. But when you know what you're pitching, you can make a much better pitch than what we put into the product here. So let's look at the rest of the page. The first thing I see is a giant video, and it says crowdfunding campaign coming soon. I'll say this a couple times because I've seen it on the other pages. I really don't like using the words coming soon, especially when you don't see a call to action on the top of this page, and you don't see a call to action near the top of this page. It just tells people, hey, you can watch the video, but there's nothing else to do here on the page. And crowdfunding campaign, well, for what? This is the only text on the page. It's in the upper right. My eyes are going to be drawn to it. It doesn't describe anything. There's no headline. There's no teaser to the video. It's just a video that you would come to on the page. I don't see the value of that. I think it's hurting your conversion rate. If I scroll down on the page, okay, now I see sign up for our early bird notification. My vote would be to minimize the video and put it below the form here. I wouldn't lead with this video. I know you've got a cool video. I've seen the video as a background theme before. I would put the video below this so that it's obvious that, hey, there's a call to action, sing up. So this should probably say sign. Something that's important for all of us is to have somebody double check your spelling on landing pages. When the first word is misspelled, it causes problems. The other thing is there's no brand. So missing up here, I can see you've got a logo on this app, and you've got a logo here inside Coach. There's no brand with a logo up top. It just feels kind of made up, a lot less professional than it could feel without the logo on top here. So I would go logo. Then I would talk about what the smart soccer ball is. I know you're leaning on the video here. So what you're doing in this page is you're really just leaning on the video and hoping that everybody watches it, but a huge percentage of people are not going to watch the video. The video can never just be expected to stand on its own. What if somebody's in an office and they don't have headphones on and they come to your page? What if somebody's in a situation where they can't hear audio coming from their computer? The video should always be complementary to the text on the page, not a requirement to understand. And right now, the video is a requirement to the text on the page. If I just take this text in this section, so this is just, it's a call to action, but in my opinion, it's a bad headline. It doesn't explain what the product is, why you should sign up, why it's important. The first hint you get of the product is early birds can order a smart soccer ball for $99. That's the first hint, but you don't explain what the smart soccer ball does or tease it up front at all. And then finally you go into this copy, and there's a lot of copy here. I mean, there's so much copy on this page. You've got, 2 sizes, you've got, Wi-Fi enabled. In fact, I would actually say there's not enough meaningful copy in this top section, and there's too much meaningful copy in these sections where your eyes kind of glaze over, and it feels like you're just throwing a feature list up. And so typically, if people will skim for headlines and the first sentences, I would make these sentence cased, like a paragraph here. So the first sentence you could skim, and this first sentence makes sense. Smart technology captures and stores your performance. Then you can take a couple of these most important ones and put that in a paragraph on this section. And the same with this. Provide real-time data to your smart device, or actually this is a better sentence. Give coaching cues based on data collected. So that's what the coaching part of it is doing, and then you explain in a paragraph like you have on this one. So I like the format of this last one because the headline is good. Compare and challenge your friends, and then you talk about the app and you can share performance. I think that reads and flows a lot better than the huge list of bullets in these sections. So I would honestly kill those bullets, convert those sections to paragraph text. Take these headlines, this smart soccer ball features inside coach, and brag about it. This first headline should say something like, the world's first soccer ball that improves your game, or the world's first smart soccer ball with a smart app. Like something that really brags about the uniqueness of this item. I'd never seen it before. Um, Something like this, and it's really unique, but I feel like it's missing a line that really brags about it up top. Izzy, do you agree with that? Izzy's muted.
Sorry, actually, I highly agree with that. Yes, I mean, because sign up for our early bird notifications is just a very standard. People obviously know that they're kind of signing up for something that probably doesn't exist. So lead in with something that really differentiates what the smart soccer ball is about, because it is really interesting.
Yeah, you've got a cool product. I just don't feel like the page is portraying that, and you're hoping the video does, but assume that people aren't going to watch the video, and you have to go with that. Okay, now let's go. So I signed up, and I can see the thank you page. Thanks for your interest. Now share because friends don't let friends play with a dumb soccer ball. I love that line. Like I almost wish this was the headline on the first page, like or a sub-headline or a tagline on the first page. Like a headline could be the world's first smart soccer ball, and a tagline saying friends don't let friends play with a dumb soccer ball. You explain why you should sign up, and then you go. But on the thank you page, this works really well. So you use these links to share with friends and earn a reward. You can share with friends. They've got really simple rewards. 5 friends refer to gratitude, 25 friends, stainless steel water bottle, 50 friends, their own smart soccer ball. I would even highlight in this section where it says use these links to share with friends, earn rewards. Instead of just saying earn rewards, tease the rewards. That's kind of generic copy. You're giving away really cool rewards like earn a water bottle or a smart soccer ball. You're actually giving away some of the product here, and that's really valuable. But I would tease that and say, and earn your own soccer ball for free. Like, not only will you get notified to purchase them first, but you could earn one for free if you refer friends using these links. And so I would really tease that reward because it's a cool reward. It's just, it's not shown up here that you've got such cool rewards. And it should be above the fold that you've got a really cool reward. And you should show it up here. In this in this format. That's all I've got for this page. Izzy, do you want to move on to the next page?
Sure. Actually, Glenda's here and she shared a page with us, so I'll go ahead and make myself presenter. And she has a page, moonset-meditation-mdmretreat.kickoffpages.com. So first off, I think the URL should probably be changed because these kind of like hard to find URLs, they're not easy to share. You really want to hook up your own custom domain to Kickoff Labs. And secondly, I have this exit intent widget that actually popped up because I was kind of scrolling around and I scrolled out of the page, so this popped up, and it's go ahead and letting me know that if I'm not sure if this weekend is right for me, contact you and we can have a complimentary 15-20 minute Skype. Okay, so let's see if this is actually on the page, because usually we tend to like to see seeing the same kind of like copy but somewhat repeated on the actual exit intent. But this might work. I mean, let's see what the page is actually communicating, and this might work. Trying to get people to actually reach out to you personally for their complimentary 15-20 minute Skype call. It might work. So let's take a look at the rest of the page. So first off, I mean, like I mentioned, being able to add your own custom domain to Kickoff Labs does require you to get a paid plan, but that's really going to help you out with your conversion rate, because right here, seeing this Kickoff Labs logo, we love seeing it on the actual pages because it's free promotion, but your customers don't really love seeing that. So getting rid of this like top header area, which is just simply upgrading to any of our pricing plans, which is very easy to do. So let's see what the rest of the page says. Can you imagine saying yes to yourself, your life, your dreams? Oops, I'm kind of crossing it out. Sorry, I meant to simply underline it. But let's go ahead and correct this. Looking at the page, I mean, it looks it obviously trying to get me to sign up for a map weekend retreat, so a desire map weekend retreat. I would imagine if your leads are coming warm to this page, because at this point I kind of don't know what the desire map weekend is. So so hopefully you are pushing warm leads to this page, whether that's through Facebook ads or pushing people, your own audience through your blog. Just make sure that you're pushing targeted traffic to this page, because otherwise, with this limited copy at the top, it's not really communicating. I mean, let's say I was landing on this page cold, it doesn't really tell me too much. All I really know is that it's kind of like of a weekend retreat. But let's see if I can read a little bit more and see what it's really about. Okay, so when was the last time you asked this? How do you want to feel? Okay, so it's based on Danielle Laporte's best-selling book, The Desire Map. Okay, I'm wondering, is this hosted by Danielle Laporte? Um, is this somewhat sponsored by her, or is it run by by the author? People want to know if they're landing on the page. Is this some kind of like official retreat? Um, and someone looking at your images, it looks like there's kind of like almost getting cut off here. See how you're seeing that the padding here on this side is not equal to this padding on this side? You kind of want to well, I mean, Josh might want to chime in with some like ideal image sizes, but generally I would use this image size as like 800 by 600. That's generally what it would work best at. So see how it's a little bit um, just like taller than the actual
I,
width.
I honestly wouldn't have that much text in the images. Like I think these kind of images, when they're next to the other wall of text, should be like a really small quote, or maybe just the words clarity, or maybe just no words at all, where the image just visualizes what you're projecting. I think there's just too much text on the page and in the images.
I also highly agree. Yes, actually, I mean, this kind of text, you really should be placing it. If it's really that important to the copy, it should be on this side. But since you're already kind of placing so much text and so much copy, you're asking people with the what if and with the when was the last time. I mean, trying to drive those people towards that copy, you gotta, like Josh mentioned, either cut this into just simple images or just like the simple clarity with some quotes around it and highlighting Danielle Laporte or something like that. Just simplifying the actual images would really help drive more attention to the actual copy, because it does seem like a whole bunch of copy on the text. I'm sorry, on the page. So you want to make sure that people are actually reading through the entire copy, because right now I'm getting through the copy and there's no call to action. There's no call to action. So you need to make sure that people are kind of reading this as a story, somewhat of a story. So you're kind of just guiding people from this top part into the next part and so on and so on. So let's see what else we're saying. It's like a GPS for the soul. Okay, so it does seem like it's very targeted and it's going to benefit like your own audience. But let's see what else is here. Okay, the weekend is all about everything is included, and a lot of these points aren't really like brought up here at the top. I would kind of like maybe highlight either with like bullet points or something here at the top where it's actually just kind of like mentioning, okay, so this is what's included with the actual weekend retreat. So people don't have to kind of like scroll all the way down and find it kind of hidden here within the 3 nights and they get their early bird discount just for registering. So I like how you're actually kind of
If
like,
nothing else, it seems like a lot of really important information to be like the
yes.
second or third one down.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So yes, it is kind of important. So since there is so much copy on the page, you do want to kind of drive that section a little bit higher up, or just call it out a little bit more. And yeah, a whole bunch of text, whole bunch of images. You're seeing how these images don't really fit that well. So yeah, maybe getting rid of this text, like Josh mentioned, would really help. Just like we said, drive more attention to the overall copy section. Um, so a lot of stuff here. Let's see what happens when I actually register. So I like these images that kind of like tell you what's going on. It looks like an actual retreat, and you're seeing like the actual woods. I like that kind of like it almost takes me there. So I almost visualize myself there. So very nice. And let's go ahead and sign up on the page.
Really, Glenda, I know it's been said, but I'm just going to repeat it since I'm seeing this on the page, is I would go through an exercise on all those sections below the header of the page. I would cut your text by 50%, and then I would do it again. It's going to be a real struggle, but you're going to end up with a much higher converting, simpler landing page for people than you've got today, because you're asking people on this page to do way too much work for you to read the text. And I think you've got to go, and it's great as a first draft to get all of that copy out of your head. And I know how it works, and a lot of us work that way, where you write and you feel like you did a lot of good writing, so it's painful to cut it. But now you've got to go back and just cut it 50% and then try and cut it 50% again.
Very true, very true. Because I mean, part of the actual copywriting process, which Josh and I do a heck of a lot of, is actually editing the rough parts out and just getting it down to the solid message. So yes, I'm fully back Josh on that. Actually, I'm putting his own email address. So let's put mine, and I want to register. Now something happened with my plugin here, so let me reload the page.
If you hit escape on the page, it'll generally clear out.
I did, but it just didn't want to. Okay, so it's saying thanks for your interest, taking time to learn more about the retreat. It is appreciated, and you'll be in touch soon. Josh, do you think a thank you page might work for this actual um, campaign, or do you think just that standard message could work? I think the standard message could actually work, but just trying to drive it as to what's the benefit for me trying to sharing this page with like-minded friends, because it's just kind of like, okay, with whom you would feel would be interested in learning more. That doesn't really drive any kind of sharing on my part. I'm not really motivated to actually share on my part. So
I would agree. I might have a separate thank you page, and I do think there's a real reason to get people to share here, which is that if you want to bring a friend, like you said, like-minded people, you want to bring a friend or bring somebody else to feel more comfortable in the retreat, and I know that might be a popular option. I think that would help. I think that would help a lot, and you'd be able to clarify that of the benefits of bringing somebody else on the page if you had dedicated space to talk about the benefits of somebody else going through the journey with you.
exactly, exactly. And I'm also kind of wondering with these background images, for some reason, like the rotating background image is kind of distracting and showing like flowers and butterflies, which is peaceful. It is tranquil, but for some reason it's somewhat distracting. I would just place a single static image just to make sure that people are more driven by the actual text. And that image right there, which is kind of faded out, that one looks best against the actual white text. So that's my last feedback. But it's a nice looking page. Cut down the copy 50% and then cut it down another 50%. So yes, part of the editing process is cutting down text. So let's
Well,
let's go ahead and
and Glenn does say it's a targeted audience. I still
great.
think no matter how targeted your audience is, that I mean that actually gives you an excuse to cut even more copy from the page because
Exactly.
if they're coming in, they're targeted, they're coming in with more context, and so that's something where in these reviews we don't really cover that often, but it's really important to think about the context of people coming to your landing pages. That is the context they're all cold leads coming from Google AdWords campaigns? Are they coming from Facebook ads? Or is the context you've got an existing mailing list of clients and you're just signing them up for this event? In that case, they've got a lot of the context about who you are and about maybe even what the event is. They don't need as much copy on the page, and that's a reason maybe even to have two separate pages, like one page that pitches to people you're familiar with and one page that pitches to people that you can advertise cold for the retreat. And that's something to think about for your audience or for anybody on this if you're thinking about your audience and the context of the page and the copy that you want to use on the landing page.
Great. Okay, so great feedback, Josh. Um, she had a couple more questions, but I think we kind of answered those questions, yeah, without like during the actual review. So would you like to move on to the next page, Josh?
Yeah, I'll move on to the next page. All right, everybody should see my screen, and I've got this page, menux.kickoffpages.com. A lot of free customers today. I will say, whether it's our product or not, as he pointed this out, branding, whether it's up here or whether we put it down here, it has a negative effect on the conversion rate because it just looks like your page is, and you're not as serious about what you're doing. It's a trust factor for people. So if they look at a page that's promoting one thing, but then there's this line promoting something else. It doesn't matter if it's us. It doesn't matter if it's any other of our competitors. You see that branding, it will reduce your conversion rate about 20 to 30%. So something to think about if you're serious about your event or your page or your promotion. Um, I would put the effort into removing the branding and be serious. You put enough time into the copy on these pages, it's worth to get that extra 20% conversion rate back. Um, I feel like we're hit this thing where we've got so much copy on pages today. I'm just looking at this, and I've got copy going down here. If I scroll the page, this keeps going. I've got more copy down to here. Finally, there's a call to action down here. But on this first page, you just don't see it. So instantly, I might look at this page and, man, that's a lot of text. I don't want to read all that text. And then I don't even know that there's a call to action on the page. I don't know what the company is. You're kind of missing a company name up here, or a logo. This is a good tagline. Take less than 1 minute to order your food and know for sure you're going to enjoy it. I think you could probably shorten it. It takes less than 1 minute to order food you know you'll enjoy. Like, you can shorten this a little bit by 3 or 4 words. I think it'll help a little bit. But then the big problem is you've got all of this copy down here. When there's space after the form, if you want, you could put the form up higher and move this copy. If you want to have all the copy, which I still think you could cut half of this copy as well, you can take this copy and move it down here. Because this is about you, especially. So this is what we are building. Nobody really, it's harsh to say, nobody really cares about that. What people care about is this part. What's in it for them? Like a problem with traveling. Everybody loves traveling. However, sometimes it sucks when you're sitting in a local restaurant without understanding what's on the menu. When you do understand, there's no way to make sure you're ordering. This is a long way to explain the problem. Like, could you make this like one sentence? Could you take this whole thing and make it one sentence? Then could you take that and explain why you should sign up today? Like, leave us an email to become an early user of MenuX. Not a great incentive. I mean, do I get anything for being an early user? Do I get my first delivery free? I would think about some monetary incentive in this case, because if money is being exchanged, there's value in people signing up. Think about some small discount you could give people for signing up here. And then you've also got dueling calls to action. So let me get rid of this copy, highlights on the page. You've got this here, like above the call to action, you say, hey, take a look at our demo. I'm glad that's not bold, because you probably will skip over this copy before you get to the sign up page, but it does take away. So you've got this extra call to action. I would just get rid of it. And what I would do with the take a look at the demo is that should go on the thank you page or the email that follow-up that shows up when somebody signs up. So when somebody signs up, say, hey, thanks for your interest. If you're interested in learning more, check out our demo. It's a great way to take somebody who's engaged and give them some more information and tell more of your story. The same with all the extra copy on the page. Like, you want to tell your story with more copy, there's more places to do it. It's another opportunity to engage people after they sign up in the follow-up email. Throw that copy in the follow-up email and engage people after they sign up. So let's see what happens when I sign up today. The other advantage to upgrading is you'll be able to send a follow-up email with Kickoff Labs, because you can't with a free account. And thanks for your interest. Okay, there's not really a reason for sharing explained here. I really wish there was a reason for sharing. It wasn't the generic text, because it could be useful. Like, hey, share with 5 friends and get your first meal free. Like, there's something you can exchange to get people to share more on the page. That's my feedback for MenuX. In addition to the fact they should probably have their own domain name, which again comes with a paid plan. So, Izzy, do you want to take over for the next page?
Sure. Let's go ahead and move on to the next page. I'll make myself presenter. Any preference as for pages coming up?
Next on the list.
All right, so we're looking at prambag.co. So Prambag for active parents, take your baby anywhere. Prambag is the easiest way for parents to get around with their baby. And I kind of like it, actually. It's a nice little design, very simple page, logo at the top, always great for instilling customer trust and just kind of like putting your brand in front of customers' faces just so they get used to the brand. But yeah, it's a very, very nice page. for limited exclusive offer. I don't know what the actual limited exclusive offer is. It just says sign up now and you'll be the first to know when we take pre-orders. Okay, but I mean, what's the actual benefit on the page for parents to sign up now? I would really kind of like use the parenting kind of lifestyle to and take advantage of that. I would leverage it and offer some kind of like parenting tips or like how to get the most out of pram bag, or like sign up to see the best ways to use pram bag in your daily life, and or like sign up to see, I don't know, sign up to see the ways that like pram bag can actually save you time, just something like that. Because just for like a limited exclusive offer and you're not really being specific on the page as to what that exclusive offer is, doesn't really drive people to actually sign up. So seeing as this as how the main goal is to actually, getting people to sign up, and there's nothing really kind of pushing towards that, I would really kind of place some kind of bigger incentive on the actual page. And this actual call to action button, text go, it's not really driving me to actually click on it. If it said like uh, l- uh, like be a smarter parent, or just something that's more driven towards the actual goal of the page, go is okay, it might work. But obviously I would A/B test that against something like sign up, or like I said, something more specific as uh, about what the page is actually trying to get across. So let's see what's on the page. Explore the world with your baby. Okay, super easy, one motion fold. I love this actual GIF, which is kind of like showing the actual motion. Looks very beautiful, very professional. So it's easy to tell like the ways that person that people can actually use this, and see how this copy is actually kind of like separated apart. There's no like huge wall of text. It doesn't seem overwhelming. There's nice spacing between the actual sentence here. So like the line spacing on the page is very well. So the use of white space is very nice on the page. I like the actual headlines as well. Just to kind of point out for our viewers, we're seeing a lot of, there's a huge trend in simplifying headlines, where instead of saying explore the world with your baby, it'll just say explore, and then it'll say like super easy. But I like how these headlines are just being a little bit more specific. So it's saying explore the world with your baby, super easy, one motion fold. Let's see the rest of the headlines. Convenience at all times, which is a decent headline. But just going back to like the text sections, they're nice. They're not too they're not too spaced together. They're not too scrunched up. A lot of white space on the page. But for some reason, I just feel it's a little bit too long form. I mean, this might work well, uh, but maybe kind of like getting rid of one or two of these sections, because there's a lot of sections here. There's like one, two, three, four, five sections that I need to scroll through in order to get to the second call to action on the page. And this call to action is kind of like making me think that it looks kind of like a contact form, because all it's saying is that we love feedback. So kind of like repeating your actual call to action, like I said, changing the actual call to action instead of just a for limited exclusive offer, whether it's like get your free guide on how to use prime bag the best, or like the best 5 tips for parents, repeating that call to action, or just somewhat changing the actual call to action text here at the bottom, because like I mentioned, this looks like like a contact form with the we love feedback, but it's actually the same sign up form. So just make sure that it's clear on the page that this is an actual sign up form, and yeah, try to get people signing up on the page, cutting maybe one or two of these
I would
sections.
encourage a response like that in the
Great.
email follow-up. So if
Yeah,
you
exactly.
email the follow, if somebody signs up, that's a great second opportunity to engage somebody in a second engagement. As you're launching something, think about opportunities to build trust and engagement with the people that signed up, right? The first opportunity is on this page with the copy you've got. The second opportunity might be in the autoresponder saying, hey, we'd love to hear from you. Like making that the purpose of your autoresponder to say, give us some feedback about what you saw, what you'd like to see in a stroller design, and that would be a great opportunity, because if people write back, it improves your score. Your next mails will get through to the inbox a lot better, and it's a great opportunity to do that. But I agree. There's a lot done well on this page.
Yep, but that wasn't done well on this page if you saw that. So let's see what happens if I try to sign up, because actually I did, and it looks like something funky happened. So let me sign up on the page. Did you see that it kind of like pushed me to a Squarespace page? So that was kind of odd. A simple thank you. Yeah, this isn't really
Oh,
gonna
lame. Just says
this
in
isn't gonna
tiny,
do
tiny
anything.
font.
In tiny font. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything for you guys. I'm sorry to say. Let me show you guys what's a cool example. I might have what's a good customer example to show right now, Josh? Because actually I have some of them, but I would have to do a little of like digging. Actually get a.
well, one of the other examples is going to have a good chance there.
I'm gonna show you
The
one of our
Speedify
current
helmet,
customers.
yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Like, let me show you, like, technically what you could do with your pages. Okay, so I could get them just to like a viral thank you page. So instead of having some tiny text that says thank you, you want to drive them towards some kind of pages that's going to get people to take action. I mean, they're already warm. So once you have that person that takes that first action, asking people to take the second step is very viable and it's very easy. And that's how you're going to get a really high conversion rate out of getting people sharing with their friends, and
And
especially.
wow, can you see that? You see how that works? You were number 690 to signed up. Now they've 10x that. Look at that. They haven't been a customer
Beautiful.
for very long, but they've got nearly 70,000 leads
We love
going
seeing that. Yeah, we love
since we
seeing that.
looked at that page.
You could do that for your business too. I mean, any business can do that with Kickoff Labs. I mean, it's not uncalled. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not impossible. It's not really that hard to do. Just try to like just get the most out of the platform. See how these people are using the most out of the platform, taking advantage of all the tools and leveraging all the tools. So, yeah, I like the page. It's nicely designed, but that thank you message is very very lame. Josh, would you like to move on to the next page?
Yeah, I'll move on to the next page. So,
Hope the owner of the page isn't here and just mad at us. I mean, but if you are here, let us know.
yeah. All right. So this is the candle case page. Candle case guys sent their page for review a couple weeks ago. Sometimes they don't do follow-up reviews again a second time, but in this case they made a lot of improvements. So I just kind of wanted to show some of the good things about the page that came out of the first review. The first one was they used to have a generic exit intent window. I might They've now said, high five, thanks for checking us out. Join our notification of our launch and get a peek at some video. Um, I might I might say like, watch our video or see an exclusive video, make it sound more exclusive, like join the exclusive club or, get in first, like just something so it's not just join in this call to action, but the headline is a lot better than it was before because it's actually related to what they're doing. It's not the generic message that's there on the page. So let's look at the page. Um, Again, I don't know why you guys haven't invested in the domain. You're paying for the product. You can use your own domain. This really should be candlecase.com or mycandlecase, whatever your domain is that you've managed to purchase. I would use it. Um, I would use it here, Matt. Um, the other thing, some good things about the page. I love the subtlety of the animation here that explains the page. So this background image with the bit of animation in it doesn't obscure the text. It's dark. You can still read all of the text here. Couple things. I would kill this coming soon. Again, that always reads like don't read any further. Um, Candle case, the phone case that charges your phone and lights up to the beat of music. Perfect. Like it just explains what it is. And bare minimum of copywriting is can you convey what it is? And this image backs up the text backs up the image, so it's very complementary. Um, the next thing, I like the incentive. Yeah, I like the first like the social incentive here. Join 1,390 other people waiting for the release on Kickstarter. So it's great. You've got some social proof with 1,000 people. That's very specific. It sounds real. Um, I might consider moving this below the form, and I still feel like you're missing an incentive. Like I feel like there should be some reason instead of saying coming soon, why you should sign up now. Um, you know, Even if you saw earlier with the soccer ball, like you're doing Kickstarter, you'll have exclusive access to early bird specials. Like that's a huge incentive for Kickstarter campaigns. Not just to like see the demo video and join up, is just to be the ones who are going to get it at a cheaper price with the early bird special. Like that's a financial incentive that you can give people for signing up early that I would really consider investigating. And with Kickstarter, you can limit it. You can only give away 5. the special deal. But still, you're giving people a shot at that early access. Um, so let's go down and look at the rest of the page here. What is Candle? So you're asking the question, which is a good technique as long as you're consistent throughout the rest of it. So what is Candle? Candle is, so you're answering the question here. You've got a quote. So much fun to dance around. This is the greatest thing ever. I don't know who Tiesto was. It's a little strange in the quote. If you could change the quote, just say, I'm pretty sure my friends were jealous. Because I don't know who Tiesto is, and most people
Josh,
won't on the
you're
page.
you're obviously not the target audience.
No, I'm
He's a
not.
huge DJ.
Oh man, I just
He's like a
don't know.
household name, like in DJs. Josh is old.
I'm so
No, I'm
I'm
playing.
I'm so old.
No, he's not.
um, I still like. I'm pretty sure the DJ. I think it would work better to say I'm pretty sure the DJ was jealous. Like, I think it would work better because I mean I look at the case and I kind of think it's cool. Like I might want one but maybe you don't want me to want one. But I think it's a small change. Light up images. Choose one of our candle images that best expresses you. Like it's a great like light up images on the back of the page. Phone charging, great. You're explaining what it is. Then you get a little bit detailed about the anatomy. I'm not quite sure. You might do an A/B test with this page and just say like, can I live without this section? Always use only as little copy as needed to get people to convert because more copy is more chance for a mistake. Um, and this just doesn't feel like as cool as the other parts of the product. Like the phone charging is kind of a necessity, but the self-expression, the light up, and then all of a sudden you've got this technical specs, and I feel like it just doesn't fit on the page when I'm scrolling down. Wow, this case is rad. We're launching. Drop email address, and we'll let you know the minute you can get your hands. This is better incentive. Like this incentive, maybe reworded at the top of the page to be a little bit shorter, talking about the early birds is a much better incentive. Not this we're launching part, but I would say this, drop us your email address, this part right here. Drop us your email address and we'll let you know in the minute you can get your hands on it. That's a much better incentive than what's up at the top today to get people to sign up. And so think about putting that line above this call to action and then below here. The other thing is like you've got a lot of cool colors on the page. I might try the button in like a cool neon green or something like else to make the button stand out a little bit more. And let's see what happens when you sign up here. So sign up. Thanks for signing up. This is great. Like it's a incentive is like invite friends and get a candle case free. Like so that's what I was talking about earlier when I said tease the incentives, and they are teasing the incentives, like saying very clearly, thanks for signing up, invite your friends, you could get a case for free. Explains how it works. You're doing this raffle, 5 tickets, 1 entry, 2 raffle, 5 entries, 6 entries. Something I do with the people who are entries with the raffle is I might just say 5, 10, and just make it 5 entries, 10 entries. Just it's a little bit easier to explain than saying 50 is 6 entries in a T-shirt. Like I might say 50 is 50 entries in a T-shirt. You're still weighing them for more things. But if you've got things like a T-shirt, you might consider having one at the 5 or 10 level, like a sticker or something else, so that people can afford it. They can get a sticker. And then let's see. So you've got your video down here that you're showing people. So yeah, I mean, generally there's a lot to like about the page. I think a few tweaks around the incentive, a few tweaks about the copy, taking out the section that's not as relevant, and yeah. So Matt's making fun of me. He is massive. Okay. Get it. So yeah, use your own domain. It'll work better. A few tweaks around the incentive. I think you've got a real winner of a page there. So Izzy, do you want to move on to do one more before you go to the lightning round?
Sure, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Anybody here that would like their page reviewed, speak up now or forever hold your peace. So otherwise, I'm just going to be moving on to the next page. So somebody did speak up. Okay, that was Matt. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next page. We've already done that one. So we're looking at bizpackage.kickoffpages.com. Right away, I kind of like this actual, this logo. So it's downyourhighstreet.com. So I would imagine this is where it would be published. all independent high street shops together in one place. So it looks nice. For some reason, the actual background image, I like how it's kind of like driving attention towards the center of the page. See how everyone's toasting their own, their coffee glass. Whoa, a nice exit intent popped up because I was actually going to scroll towards my little page marker. So let's take a look at the exit intent first. Keep up to date with the best small business tips now. Now, is that what the page is about? Because it's kind of like talking about, let's see what it says. All independent high street shops together in one place. I'm not sure if it's the same kind of like, okay, so it's a retail platform with no added fees. Okay, so yes, you kind of want to repeat on your exit intent roughly what you're asking here on this page. So it's 3 million websites of customers. I'm not sure what the actual page is really about, but let's go ahead and pull out my little tool here. So like I said, I do love the actual logo. It's nice. For me, it's just a little bit large, but it could work. I mean, just making it just a tad smaller would actually still make it work, and it would push your call to action just a little bit higher up on the page. See how it's almost here at at what's called the fold here. So you want to keep your call to action above the fold, as high up above the fold as possible. Generally, you do want to do that. And there's two call to actions. For some reason, this blue underlined register now looks like something that I could click. So you kind of want to avoid that. You actually want to avoid anything that looks like a link. If it is a link, I mean, we'll keep it on the actual page. But if it's not, you do want to avoid kind of like that blue highlight with the underline because it obviously looks like something that I could click onto. So let's see what the rest of the page really says. And you're already talking about price, which could work, but it also could work against you. People might look at the actual price and say, well, this isn't really for me. And since it's kind of in pounds, I just want to be sure that you're driving targeted traffic to your page, so you're not sending people from the states. And in case you are, make sure that they're not being thrown off by the actual pound sign here. So let's go ahead and keep going a little bit down the page and see how I was talking about these like simple headlines. Retail plus DYSdirectory.com. That makes no sense to me. Artisansend.com. What are these? Okay, so let's see exactly what it's about. Downyourhighstreet.com is the only retail platform with no added fees. There are over 280,000 indie retailers on your high streets. Okay. Um, so if I sign up, what am I getting access to? I still don't understand. 3 million, three websites, millions of customers, one package. Alrighty, so the three websites are these three websites. Okay, we earn through advertising to save you money. I still don't know what's going on this page. Josh, maybe you might be a little bit more familiar with this service, but I still don't really know what's going on with the page. If this is meant for consumers or this is meant for like a
I'm
business.
with you. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the form fields, I could tell that it's like meant for businesses because it says business name. But what's the point of a business actually signing up on this page? Am I getting I mean, it's saying millions of customers, but it really should be saying like, put your website on highstreet.com and get more customers. Drive more sales, get a higher ROI because this is just really kind of explaining what these sites are about, which is cool, but really, but it's not really telling me how it's going to benefit. It's just going to telling me, it's telling me look for hairdressers, restaurants, pubs, blah blah blah. Okay, that's kind of cool. News industry artisan will send retailers up to 12,000 emails monthly. I mean, I could. This looks kind of like a package deal, kind of put together. Even if it is a package deal, just to let people know, what they're getting, what the benefits are for their business. Because right now you're just describing what it is, and not really what the benefit is for my business. Great service. So I'm still wondering, is it an app? Is it like a digital agency where you're providing the actual service for me? Let's see if signing up kind of solves that mystery. And it's 1-800 whatever. Let's see. Thanks for your interest. Share your personal link to influence others. This doesn't tell me, it still does not tell me what this page is about. And is not telling me like share with your fellow business, with your business folks, or like share with your other indie store owners. It should really kind of drive me towards sharing with more people who are in my same industry. And like I said, I like the top. I like the logo. It starts to look like a nice page, but then it just gets just drowns in information, in irrelevant information. So this page needs a lot of improvement. I really apologize, but use this kind of space, how we were mentioning earlier, to actually tell a story. So I mean, as like number one, put like, okay, so step one, sign up for Daniel High Street. Step two, upload your actual products, or like place our script onto your page, or onto your e-commerce store. Step three, make money from like new customers. That would be a lot easier to tell as to what your business is actually about, as to just highlighting the actual websites that I would be featured on, which don't really bring me too much value. It's just like, okay, well, that's kind of nice, but I would like to see what the actual value of the page is, that you're providing to businesses and to your customers. So that's my feedback, and yeah, hopefully you guys improve the page just a bit. We'd love to see it afterwards, because it is a Kickoff Labs page, so we would love to see it improved later on. So, Josh, would you like to join? Well, actually, would you like to go ahead and shoot off the lightning round? I love these.
I would. I would like to show one thing before I do the lightning round, and that would be, let me share my screen, and I've got an email follow-up, just something to think about when you set up the campaigns, and it's something that we think about when we set up the product, which is your campaign is much more than just the landing page. We've always believed that. That's why our product includes the email, it includes the sharing afterwards, and so in the case of the candle guys here, this is an opportunity. So this is the email I got back after I signed up from the Candle team. It says you have joined the Candle community. I would tie that to your incentive and thank them for the
Still not seeing your
saying
page,
like,
Josh.
oh, okay, show now.
There we go.
All right, so this is the email I got back from the Candle case folks. And I would really think about how you tie this email to that incentive. So assuming that you change the incentive and you have an incentive like first to be on Kickstarter or something, like you know, you'll be the first to own a candle. So like set expectations. The subject line could be like, you'll be the first to own a candle. Like, great, that's what I was after. That's why I signed up first. I wanted to be first to own a candle. And then you've got this, in the meantime, help us by sharing others with these links. But it doesn't repeat the incentive. The thank you page had a great follow-up with the incentive saying, this is why you should do it, because you could earn a free candle case. Excuse me, I would really consider repeating that incentive in the email and thinking through the whole campaign with the email. Another thing is, it says from the team. It's much easier to get through spam filters and everything if you make it more personalized. So make it from Matt at Candlecase or from the founder at Candlecase. And I think you'll have a little bit more luck with people reading it. And again, don't repeat the team. I would think about from Matt. Just make it from somebody, from an actual email address in this location. I think that'll help a lot. And then, like I said, tying it to your landing page. So giving this email the same attention you give your landing page that gets sent out. Because people do open them, people do click the sharing links if you give them a reason to.
And telling people to
Okay.
actually to revisit their thank you page, because actually you can drive people to the thank you page as well within that email.
Yep, you can add the link back to the thank you page so they can check their progress and see how they're doing. And you can add that to this email. All right, now on to a really quick lightning round here. This page was submitted. I don't know what it's for. It says free registration and master. But as far as I can tell, they want me to go to HostGator. And this is where having secondary branding and advertising really hurts your message, because as far as I can tell, they want me to master my hosting. So I have no idea what I would do there. This looks like a contest page somebody set up with Kickoff Labs. So it's 5 days, 12 hours left. Just great. Like, I've got limited time for what? To win Brandywine tomato seeds. I feel like it's missing a little bit of context, like win from who or who's sponsoring the contest, like a little bit of like information about who up front. Maybe move the timer down below the form so that you can tell them it ends at on this date up here. Just a little bit more context might be useful if somebody comes to the page cold or somebody shares this link to know who's sponsoring the contest. And be proud of your brand. Use the brand. It's obviously meant to be a contest for some company. Who are you? Who is it for? And I would show that on the contest page. Help us spread the word. about Single Cup Club. So see, help us spread the word. We really need your help.
No one cares.
Plus to be entered to win a year of cups. Yeah, nobody wants to, like, why should they help you? Like, now this, like, get a year of cups, like, sign up and enter to win a year of cups, like, and then this says get a year of cups, then tell them once they've got the sign up to spread the word is a much better model to go through. So the Single Cup Club, gourmet K-Cups delivered monthly, great, you nailed the what. You've got a little bit, I wish this was a sentence, like a paragraph below. I think it would look cleaner than having the bullets. And then the spread the word. What's their, be first in, like something that's the incentive, not, you're jumping ahead to the spread the word. I don't think you're quite there yet with the page. So just thinking about that all the way through, what somebody's incentive at each step. Here's another page where they've got the branding. And again, this disease of probably twice as much content as they need here in bullet form, and it pushes the form all the way down here. So get rid of the branding and move the, less content is needed on this page. This page is submitted. This is an exit intent window that came up. I'm not sure what the purpose of this exit intent, because I can see no action that's clickable here on the page, so I close it. It's Mother and Child Super Specialty Hospital. I don't know what the goal is, and it's a website. It's not a landing page, but I said this to Glenda earlier. It doesn't matter if your website, if your landing page is a website. Like, every website has a goal. Every page on your website has a purpose, and it should be clear to the person who comes to that page on their website what the purpose is. It's just not clear here what the purpose of this homepage is, like what they want me to do. Here again, we've got my journey, the giant text coming soon. It just tells me I can go away, so kill that. Again, I've got this other exit intent window. I tried to leave this page and this popped up, and at least here there's some like calls to action, like, before you go, click here to find out more. It's not a sign up link, but at least it's telling me something that there's some action to do. Welcome to the American School. There was a call to action sort of here, but there's not like a big, I imagine you want people to sign up or request more information, this button here, but that should be really somewhere near the top of this page to make it really clear what it is. Better than the other websites, but not as clear as it could be. Lies about parenting. I love the name. I love the domain name. A parenting community dedicated to raising open-minded, empathetic, questioning little humans. I love the copy there. Want some good reads, join our community. Instead of just saying I'm in, like I'm in for the good reads, or I'm in for weekly updates, or I'm in, to join the parents, like something to repeat this line in here would be really helpful for your community there. Going away so soon, crying face, that's great. We'd love it if you stayed. We'll give you a free access. Sign up and share. So again, you're jumping to the share when what you really should be pushing is sign up and potentially get free access. Like, I want free access. Like, that should be the call to action button here. BWITS, there's a little bit too much padding above and below this. Is pushing the form down. Hey, creative human, what if you could manage your projects better and get in the draw for $1,000 rewards? So a great incentive. But I might say I'm in. I would say manage. I want to manage better, or get my rewards, or just something that ties to one of these call to actions in the button here. Again, they did a good job here explaining in the headlines what each does to organize projects. Always know what's next. You and your clients all in sync. So good job explaining those things on the site. In general, I would just change this button to match what a call to action, and just reduce some of this spacing that you have here above and below the logo, so it pushes higher up on the page. And finally, a revolution in DJ bookings agent. So it's a good brand, a revolution DJ bookings. I can tell where the button is. This is a scroll thing to find out more, but there's not much to scroll. It's just like down here. Like, do you really need that? Like, on the page, is it adding something other than all the time it takes to load this animation? I don't think so. Put agent to work for you is a great call to action. I would repeat it here. So instead of sign up, like get agent or get the free beta. So something that matches this call to action should match in this button. The call to action here is what I would do for signing up. That's all the time we've got for today. If you enjoyed this session, just tell people about the landing page reviews that we're doing every other week. So I think we could benefit a lot more people. Go to grow.kickofflabs.com/live. You can share the page. You can sign up for another review, and just tell people about the reviews. Bring your friends. We love the more the merrier for these reviews. There will be a recording that goes out after this review is done to the people that attended and signed up. So you'll have a chance to review if you missed something that we said about your page. And if you haven't, there were several of the pages we saw that could really take advantage of the Kickoff Labs application. So that Squarespace page could integrate Kickoff Labs, a thank you form. You could be getting referrals instead of that tiny little thank you text for what you're doing. Tell your friends that even after you've launched, you can run a contest. You can promote, get lead. You can ask for email addresses in exchange for PDFs or downloads, and you should never stop growing your email list. We never stop growing the email list, and nor should you on your pages. So give us a try. Let us know what you think. I am Josh at KickoffLabs.com. Izzy is Izzy at KickoffLabs.com. And if you have any general questions, you can reach us at support@KickoffLabs.com. Thanks for attending. This is a lot of fun, and we look forward to seeing you guys again in the coming weeks. Thanks all. Bye.